Hi, today we are going to see interview question and answers in Oracle. Okay, what is the use of a double ampersand in SQL queries and give an example. We can use double ampersand if we want to reuse the variable without prompting the user each time. Okay, if you use single ampersand, it will prompt to the user every time when you execute the SQL query. I will explain you with one example so that you can easily understand. Yeah, I'm going to use the employee table. I'm going to select employee number, employee name. Okay, and one more column, and based on that column, I am going to sort it. Okay, now I'm going to execute. See, it is asking for the column name. I am typing sal, that means salary column. Based on that, it is showing the result. That means salary is sorted in the ascending order. So those who receive, the employee who receives lesser salary will be in the first place, first record. So 800, 950, 1000, 100, 1250, like ways it has got sorted. Okay. Now again, if you execute it, it will show the same result. Here it is not showing the user to enter the value. That means it is not prompting. Okay. It is not asking for the user to input the value. Okay. If we use single ampersand, okay, this is this session. It will like this. I will show that. Now it asks for the column name. So I have entered Sal. Now it has got sorted. Now again, I am re-executing this query. Again, it's asked for the value. Okay. If we use double ampersand, it never asks for the second time. That is the significance of the double ampersand. I think you might have understood. Now we are going to see about L trim and R trim. These are all very simple only. These type of questions they will ask at the entry level. Okay. If you apply as a fresher at that time, they will be asking these type of questions. What is the difference between rename and alias? And what is L trim, R trim, like that? And then what is the usage of the double ampersand? These type of questions they will ask. L trim means trimming the spaces. That means trailing spaces, or the if particular one name, for example, Simon, means if it contains any extra spaces, it will be trimmed. This is very simple only. Just remember the syntax that ename is equal to L trim, R trim, email. Now it updated 14 rows. That means in the ename, if there is any trailing spaces or any spaces at the beginning or end of the name, that spaces will be removed. That means trimming it. While why means at the time of query execution, sometimes we may face error, not sometimes. Most of the times, if there is any space in between or if there is any trailing spaces, then it will show the wrong results. So in order to overcome this difficulty, we need to use this. If we use the L trim and R trim, if we trim the spaces, then we can use the query. Okay, and in select statement, it will give the correct result. Otherwise, select star from EMP where ename is equal to Simon if you give, and if there is any spaces, means sometimes the result may not show the correct result. So you have to use this for trimming the space. Now we will see the properties of the transaction. I think you know what is a transaction. Transaction is a set of operations performed against the database. Okay, that is the transaction. Here there are some properties. We call it as ACID. ACID means atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. What is atomicity? See, we are going to office. Once we start from the home, we need to reach the destination. That means we are going to office. If you start from the home, you have to reach the office. Our aim is to reach the office. You cannot get down somewhere. You cannot get down somewhere. Saying that you cannot get down somewhere and saying that I'm going to office, because if once you start from the home, you should reach the office. Here also, once the transaction started, it should complete. There is no midway. Transactions do not occur partially. Each transaction is considered as one unit. Either it runs to completion or not executed at all. That means once you start from the home, you should reach to the office. Either you should reach the office or otherwise you should not start from the home at all. You cannot say that I'm going to office like that. You cannot stand in the bus stand. Okay. Each transaction is considered as one unit and it runs to the completion. Okay. Either the transaction should be aborted or it should be completed. That means if a transaction complete means it should be committed and changes are made visible. If aborts means no changes made to the database. Okay. Then what is consistency? Integrity constraints must be maintained so the database is consistent before and after the transaction. Okay. And isolation. Isolation means it's a separation. And whenever the transaction occurs, it should occur separately. For example, you are giving one check to your friend. That means you are giving some amount in the form of check or DD, whatever that is. He is going to put it in the bank. Okay. And you have to deposit amount in your bank, in your savings account. And once you deposit the amount, that credit will be given and it will be reflected. Okay. For example, you are going to withdraw the amount in ATM, in the ATM. You should have money in the savings account. You should have deposited. That transaction, if completed only, you can see the amount in the ATM screen. Without that, you cannot do that. So if the operation that happens should be in isolated, but that means in the separation. That means of two transaction occurs means two transaction occurs simultaneously means that should happen in separation mode. That means isolation mode. Any changes that occur in any particular transaction will not be seen by other transaction. That means you are depositing the amount. Once it transaction is committed only, you can see that amount in the at the ATM screen. If the transaction has not completed, you cannot see that. Once off the way, you cannot see that. So what is happening is transaction is happening in isolated mode. Once you deposit, the transaction should close completely and committed. Okay. Within that system. Okay. If you deposit means it should transaction should complete and it should be committed. Then you can see the in the ATM screen. Otherwise, you cannot see that. This is so this transaction occurs separately. It's isolated. Okay. Durability means permanency. Whenever you commit it, that is permanent one. Durable and the word itself is easily self-explanatory only. Normally, say durable and perishable, you know about that. And durable means long-standing. So whenever you make any changes, you commit it, it's permanent. So these are all the properties. For this detailed explanation, even you can get some other examples also in the internet. If you browse through the Google, you can get some examples. It will be easy for you. Okay, I've given my own way of that explanation. Okay, we will see about some more SQLs in the coming video. Thanks.